for a second. What was swarming?
The Aether Greys were in a huge kind of school or flock, were kind of flickering in and out of existence around your ship. So you guys had to wind your way through them.
I did not realize they were a creature. I thought they were an anomaly of some kind.
No, they're creatures that that fly through the ethers and through the worlds to try and find stuff to eat. So yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. So they're one of the bigger dangers of airship travel in general, just to try and avoid them when they're swarming. So you guys managed to navigate your way through the swarm and managed to kill one of them. This one was particularly large. It could have, contended with the airship in terms of size, and so you guys managed to kill that one with a ballista bolt. It fell onto an island that once you guys escaped from the swarm, you flew down and investigated. There was a...
Oh yeah, I forgot. Now I remember.
There was a lone young boy villager who is standing there looking at the devastation of his village as this Aether ray smashed down onto it. Phoenix comes down in his airship, surveying the damage that this ray caused, and the kid mistakes Phoenix for their sky god and starts to wail at Phoenix. Why did you destroy our village, sky god? And Phoenix runs with it, and
as he is prone to do.
Like a true bard.
Yeah. Convinces the kid to start to spread the religion of Phoenix, the sky god, to all the other islands in the area.
Brilliant.
Oh, he still has the frog head at this point, so yeah.
He still hasn't got rid of that. Fantastic.
So yeah, the kid goes off in his little dugout canoe and starts to spread the word of the almighty word of Phoenix. Phoenix! And then, yeah, you guys managed to make it back into port, and Adrian spends a lot of time trying to get the airship capable of flying into the ethers, which would allow it to kind of go off to other worlds and other planes. So that's kind of where we are at the moment.
Good evening, gents.
Good evening, my friend Phoenix. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I literally just went from eating a meal and watching A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, so if I try and act with ridiculous superpowers, you'll know the reason.
Gotcha. And if I remember correctly, although it has been a while, I do apologize. If I remember correctly, my role in all this is I managed to recruit a witch and both get the witch and the dragon to both believe that we are starting a coup against the rest of the crew. But little do they know I am double-sided with my flexible models, and I'm playing the cards. If I remember correctly. Also, she still has that poison, and I really want it, and I don't know how to get it from her.
That is correct, Silver. That's where kind of things sit with you. Yep.
Okay, cool. Right, yeah, I can pick up from there. That works for me. So how deep into the city are we right now? Have we just landed, or has it been like
no?
hours? Like,
it's
where?
been like days, I believe, since the last I remember is Phoenix also trying to convince the entire city of this new religion.
Of course.
It was a worthwhile goal, but for some reason these people are heretics and will be the first to burn.
Yeah, all the gnomes have been putting up posters, I think. So, track.
Oh yeah, they were actually leaving to go to like every corner of the world, so before we know it, we might actually travel to distant ports that have already heard of us.
If they're leaving, then who's going to manage the ship?
We need a new crew.
Okay. I can handle that. So in that case, are we waiting for anyone else?
I think everyone is here.
Alright, so our fabled elf man isn't gonna turn up for today's session?
I don't think so. Corvus, right. Corvus was going to go off and try and repopulate that tower that you guys found off in the swamp. Try and get a band of elves together and travel down there and repopulate it.
Cool. I wonder if I have this thing set up already. If I don't, I'll just tell you. Maybe not. Okay, right. One of the things I intend to do in that case, since we need a new crew, is straight off the bat, I'm going to use one of my new skills called Connections.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Basically, I don't have it macroed out yet. It's essentially, you put out a word to the criminal underbelly. Do you want me just to copy and paste the text for...
Yeah, that's fine, sure.
For, like, videos or whatever?
I can actually just read it right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, cool. And a roll plus charisma. So the thing that I want or need, this might turn into two separate roles. The first thing I want to do is I'll split off from the party. I'll basically just say to them, hello, excuse me, my friend Phoenix, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. These people are unwise, but other than that, I'm good. Sorry, I didn't realise I was in this scene.
I'm just throwing this up there now, just as a quick piece. It's just, don't worry about the crew. I can handle all that for you. You just enjoy the rest of your day. I'll plod along, and I want to find a new crew of people. Essentially, I'm going to kind of scour some of like the lower end taverns. I want to get people on the cheap. I will try and look out for important people of note that I can maybe swindle or sway into the company, like particular people who might be skilled in engineering, or if I can get a hold of anything like that. Otherwise, if I cannot, I would literally just go, here's a bag of gold, I'll pay yous, come join our crew. So whichever, you know. I'll roll that as a 10.
Is that with your constitution?
Charisma.
Remember, he put Con on his name.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You have one charisma?
I have a 1 charisma, yeah. I think I recently gained that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, you do. Okay, great. Okay, dokie. Yeah.
I'll set up connections since I haven't already.
Alrighty. Okay, you manage to scour the bars and the taverns and the seedy places that the underworld of Delgar consists of, and you manage to find 2 or 3 people who you can sway and who seem to be sailors and engineers of some sort. They don't look to be the most trustworthy, but they see the gleam of gold in your hand, and they are ready. They are agreeable to accompanying you on whatever proposition you're proposing.
Okay. Any skilled laborers, like anyone who has a particular profession that I'm able to get, or like, you know, something that could be useful, like an engineer or...
Yes, one of them is an engineer, and one of them looks to be some sort of a guard once upon a time.
Okay.
Let me just pull them up.
As an audio engineer. God damn it. What is this newfangled technology? I will have none of it.
These are more gnomes, or are we dealing with someone who can actually reach the top shelf now?
Yeah, these are humans.
Right.
Let's see.
I mean, I don't want to be racist or anything, but
How do you guys plan to appease that dragon now that the gnomes are gone? Because you can't just dress up a gnome anymore.
no. I don't have much coercion skill, but I'm thinking.
I have a well-stocked disguise kit, and honestly, if we could kidnap either a dwarf or a gnome, I think I could make it work. Or kidnap / convince. Maybe there's someone out there with a fetish for dragons. That might be quite a hard role, though, to find.
That's a very specific individual, I think.
Okay, so Silver, you've managed to recruit Grander Mifflin and Azog Grumpler to your cause.
All right.
Grandler is the engineer and Azog is the guard, but they both served on airships in the past, so they're somewhat familiar with how they work and what their role might be on it.
Grander is a brother of Dunder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I should tell them that we have a dragon. I feel like that's an important step that I've missed, but I'm sure they'll figure it out quickly enough. It'll be fine. I'm gonna let them do their business. I'll tell them where the airship is and who the captain is and blah 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 blah. In particular, I'm gonna tell them that if they have any inquiries to report to Adrian.
Okay. They kind of give a mocking sort of salute as they wander towards where you direct them as far as the airship. The witch Raga, as soon as the ship touches down in port, is going to scuttle off and conduct whatever mysterious business she wants to do here.
Guys,
Yes.
isn't she our prisoner? Like, I wasn't aware we were just letting her wander around freely.
I mean, I don't know. It's very loose. She's a prisoner in her own. No, not even that. It's just we don't know. She kind of does what she wants.
I feel like we should have someone keeping an eye on her, though. Like, really.
We have a really loose chain on her. I mean, you guys can raid her in if you want. I'm not. That's none of my business. Well, it kind of is, because, I'm not going to record it at this point. I got more important stuff to do.
This is the point where we kind of need the gnomes to be sent out on these little missions, but, yeah. I guess if all of us are focused on our tasks, then she does just get to do whatever. I can't help but feel this is a bad idea, though.
She hasn't backstabbed us yet.
She turned me into a frog.
I mean, it was enough. You know what?
She also turned somebody into stone.
I'll be the first to say, I think it was an improvement.
Licks eyeballs. I don't know what you mean.
Yes, and that's the next thing. This will be the last one, the last roll that I would like to do for my stop here, and then I could let anyone else do whatever they need to do. But I should have the set up properly now. Is it done? It is. It is done. Kind of. Ooh, that looks very strange, but I mean, it kind of works.
Let me take a look at what you're doing.
Well, the 2d6 looks right. Some stuff's weird.
Okay, well, it does need to be an actual ability on your character sheet. But I can set that up real quick. Okay. Well, anyway, what are you looking to do with this roll here?
Okay. For this one, this will be the last thing I would like to try and do. I want to try and find someone who has a poison that I do not already have yet, of some descriptor.
Okay.
Just anything in general. If I could find maybe like someone who's good at that's well endowed in that profession. Just that has some kind of supply, either like an existing poison that, given, or a custom one, or whichever.
He speaks to us and we offer him the spider venom from that nest we just wiped out.
Well, I'm thinking, what is the chance that word would make it up to the tower, and then the what is it called? They have a stock of poisons like the Seed Vault in Norway, where they just have samples of everything known.
I'm sure they probably would. Yeah. Okay. But, alright, so you, in searching the back alleys and dim tunnel entrances, and peering around in the dregs of society here, you find a person with no nose and like a white pasty face, who is peddling his wares. Some of his wares look like bottles of poison, and he holds up one to you, and says that this is serpent's tears. If you want to purchase it, it's for a fair price, I assure you.
Well, I'll have you know I do know a lot about poisons, including fair prices. What is a fair price?
Oh, for you, good sir. Oh, I would 30 gold for this.
Hang on, I'm gonna make a little roll to myself here. That does sound very fair. I'll take that if you do not mind.
Okay. He wraps the vial in a rag to keep it from breaking and hands it to you. And takes his 30 gold. Thank you very much, sir.
I give him a farewell gesture as I then quickly stuff this probably illegal item into my pocket and scuttle my way back to the ship. And that is what I've been doing for the past couple of days.
All right. Adrian has been going full-blown research into making the Nautilus capable of going into the ethers and back into the worlds again. Mm-hmm. Are you doing anything else, Adrian?
No, I don't at this. No, I mean, other than using their facility as like a place to hang out and live and such.
Yeah. And Adrian, you in your research and modifications on the Nautilus, these are not going to be cheap in order to get the Nautilus a working example of a airship that can transfer in and out of the ethers. But Mog, the dragon, is strangely willing to donate the money to help get the airship up to.
Yeah, I will take him up on that.
All right.
I mean, it is a donation. Can I get a written statement to that effect?
Sure. He scrawls his name onto a piece of paper with his claw and hands it to you. Sure. And goes to his room on the airship and brings you back a mouthful of gold that he kind of deposits in front of you.
Cool.
He's Felix. Morg has taken the time to get the has taken the time in port to get the orb that Phoenix gave him, that is a palantir, enclosed in a necklace that he's now wearing. So it's hanging in front of his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, do you want to do anything while you're in port?
Remind me, what's the kind of goal for after we're in port for a bit?
Right. That is kind of
Did we have a particular place we were heading to now that they caught?
Right. Dravers Attenborough the 15th is still with you guys. He has mentioned that there is a crazy scientist lady who,
Sorry, I'm not getting quite a lot of that. If you're speaking, it seems to be very garbled on my end.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Dravers Attenborough the 15th, who is still with you guys, has said that there's a lady who has some incriminating evidence about him, who is currently dwelling on the plane of knowledge. And if you can either help him out with what she needs or help him out with getting the evidence back, he will gladly make it worth your while. And he has said that his new edition of the monster manual is coming out, and he would gladly split the profits of that with you guys if you can help him out.
Okay.
Other than that, on this world, you guys seem to have a lich who is kind of after you. The lich named Veka is actually the one who put out that wanted poster on you guys. So.
And we know this how? I mean, we dealt with her before, I remember. But I don't.
Didn't Raga tell us? Because, well, told Silver who told us.
Yes. Morg actually found out about it through his Palantir, which is linked with the one that the Lich has.
Ah, good. The dragon who plans to betray us has an easy means of contacting the evil demon. Well, the evil undead being. That's a good sign. Okay. I'm going to focus on the important things then. I want to house train my cat, Snowball, and continue to spread the good word. I guess I'll buy up a few books on rhyming and bits and pieces, do the prepare or bolster action or whatever it is. But yeah, primarily I want to send my flyers out into the world, whilst also spending my downtime training Snowball to be loyal.
Okay. Alrighty. Phoenix, make a charisma roll. Oh boy.
Snowball is good kitty.
Wow. Okay. Phoenix, Snowball is now your cat.
Yes! Brainwashing successful.
You know it's a good D&D session when you're having the DM has to ask you to make a roll to train your cat.
Strangely, the bard didn't come with a class skill for that, so we had to just make do.
Alright, Phoenix, there's your kitty. Phoenix, you have a from the guts of the worm that was chasing Gravos Attenborough, you have a chicken dagger, a rubber chicken dagger.
Oh yeah,
My rubber chicken dagger.
Yes.
It is awesome.
Yes.
It goes squeak when I hit someone with it.
Yes. Yes, it is awesome. And Silver, you have a. It also looks like someone wrapped a kind of a giant insect stinger in with a kind of a rag to make a dagger out of. But it seems to be very nimble compared to your short sword.
okay.
And you can use it as a finesse weapon.
Yes, I believe I can.
Okay. And however, it is kind of weak and flimsy, so it might break if you use it, but it's still a finesse weapon that you can use. Okay.
It's a bee stinger dagger, apparently.
Yeah. Towards the end of a few days, the hag Raga comes back with a group of men carrying a figurehead with her, and she.
Oh dear.
Like a ship's
Hi,
figurehead.
Raga. Do you need a hand with that? Phoenix offers.
Oh, she beckons you down as you offer to help and say, yes, I'm making a contribution here to your ship.
Is it like the top half of a naked woman, only it's like wart and pock covered and ugly?
I guarantee you guys, any money
No.
that item is cursed.
No, it's beautiful. It actually looks like an angel. It's got wings and it's gilded in gold and painted realistically.
Oh, if it's an angel, Phoenix is kind of going to frown. Raga, what is my fourth commandment? Thou shalt worship no other false deities. That's clearly a false deity.
I haven't read your stupid scriptures.
Aww, damn it, even my crew's rebelling. Fine. Snowball, as it say?
Snowball will wake up from her nap, look over, and then go back to sleep.
Snowball gives her seal of approval. I approve. Get it on board, guys. And yeah, Phoenix helps carry the clearly benign and lovely statue figurehead on board.
The
definitely not cursed figurehead.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Snowball approved. It's all okay. Cats are really weird around witches. Except black cats, which for some reason like them. But Snowball is a white cat. Totally different.
there's
Her cat?
But now it's my cat. I've clearly betrayed all previous loyalties.
Okay.
Adrian, you would be back by this point, and the airship just about completed as far as modifications go. Do you want to, between you or Silver, do you want to contest this thing getting on board the ship?
You probably really should.
I mean, yeah. If my research is done, I'm off going onward toward whatever whatever we have decided to do. Since we seem
would
to
you
have
like me-
kind of options, so.
Would you like me to perhaps talk with Rafa over this marvelous piece that she's bringing aboard our ship? That and to see if there's any unique quirks with it, if it does anything interesting that we should know about.
Or I could just test it.
But it looks so pretty. Look, it's smiling. Smiling things aren't evil. See? Phoenix tries to smile.
That thing looks more like a sneer to me.
I never said I wasn't. Remember, I have to be a vengeful god sometimes. That makes me not technically good. He kind of pouts.
Detect magic. Oh, that doesn't require anything. Yeah, as I'm just sitting down there, hands folded, looking up at that figurehead, as whoever is installing it beneath the bowsprit. Anything at all?
You do have to do a cast spell for that, Adrian.
Oh, I do. Okay, that's fine. I just need to remember where I store this. Right. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear.
Seems benign.
Okay.
Do.
Snowball. Adrian, as you go to cast this spell, Snowball stands up and stretches and gets in the way of your gesture towards the figurehead, and suddenly, all of Snowball's hair falls out.
Oh,
Adrian.
No, it wasn't me.
What do you mean it wasn't you? You started chanting and my cat lost all its hair.
When did we get a sphinx?
Snowball sits there looking very mysterious and sphinx-like.
It gets in the persona as soon as all its hair falls out.
Right. Is it going to start giving us riddles and such? No. Ooh, maybe a riddle is the only way to reverse it. I half ignore Phoenix, but also wonder how to reverse the spell.
Walt walks on 4 legs in the morning and stretches in the afternoon.
Snowball?
Correct.
I don't think that's a riddle so much as basic pet knowledge.
Well, we never said it had to be a good sphinx, it just had to be a sphinx.
I mean, I don't know if I have, like, beast channeling or something like that, but can I channel that riddle answer?
Sure. Make an intelligence check.
Right. Wow, what is it called?
You can do a 2d6 plus mod and then select intelligence, or you can just open your character sheet and do that.
I have sorted everything, and so it's...
I mean, it's Hero Group back. Can you worry about that?
Phoenix's player kind of implies you better have an answer to this one. Not just, it'll grow back, it's fine.
Alright. Black. No, okay. No, a white fuzz starts to grow over the naked cat as you whisper that that answer to it and try to undo whatever magical damage you did to poor Snowball. So it's not fluffy. The cat is not fluffy anymore, but at least it has a little bit of fur on it now, and it's growing back. So it seems to be fixed, Adrian.
That's not fixed, Phoenix points out. At best, this is a step on the road to redemption. I'm so sorry, Snowball. Phoenix kind of softly pets it.
You are pleased that it is not so wrinkled and bald and weird.
Yes. Okay, let's move Grander Mifflin and Azog Grumpler to the Nautilus. Yay! And they're huge.
This is normal.
So, I probably should have asked this before this point, but with those, what was it, about 4 guys and us, do we actually have enough people to run this ship?
I mean, we should have a crew now. We got 2 significant people, but I think it was like a bunch of like, well, degenerates, but in the morning.
Yes, you did manage to find some other people here. That wait.
Can we have a scene where we meet up in the captain's quarters, like in Muppet's Treasure Island?
I mean, the campaign is called Sky Pirates. We were just missing pirates part until now. Then again, they're not pirates. They've called themselves sailors, so it's kind of like grey area right now. Like, they could be good guys. We don't know. I mean, I did find them, like, you know, in like the underground within the sea.
In fairness, we sailed to distant lands and come back with treasure that wasn't ours when we first set sail. I'm pretty sure that makes us pirates.
Well, now we have the crew to
So,
okay.
have you explained to any of them, Silver, that the lottery, wink,
Nope, not even slightly.
but Hog is going to get annoyed if we don't draw the lottery, wink.
I raise my shoulders and I look at Phoenix and go, I'm afraid that's not my problem. That's on you.
That was your job! Recruit a crew!
I did that.
Part of the
They're
crew
here.
recruitment process was meant to be short, looks vaguely okay in a dress.
Look,
Didn't you put that up on the wanted poster?
I don't know if you know this, but finding a group of people so willing to join a crew with such mildly below the quota of pay is kind of difficult sometimes. I couldn't find the specifications you wanted.
What are you talking about? We get great pay on this ship. I have been paid... Huh. You know, I don't think they've ever given me any money, despite the fact I've been on this crew for like 4 months now. Give me a minute.
I gotta be
Please
real.
go down, Adrian.
Okay, so Grander Mifflin and Azog Grumpler have also brought their brothers along. Booger.
Yes, Booger.
Booger's technically already wearing a skirt. I vote him.
Sure.
Did I hire any actual legitimate females?
Any actual what?
Legitimate females. Or did I hire an all-male kind of... I suppose sailors, I don't know. We'll find out, I suppose.
Let's see if I can find somebody.
I mean, it's fair enough if I didn't, because like I said, I legit just went around to all the seediest places and went, we need a crew.
Okay, yeah. Despite the beard, Booger is a female.
Interesting. Must be half dwarf.
Yeah, my vote is definitely for Booger then.
Are you gonna try and slowly like wean Mog away from the small statured people to like how is this gonna work? Like, cause
Don't
I don't
worry, Silver. I have a way with words. Mog will see the attraction in someone bigger, I'm sure. I'll work on my phrasing, but for now, I apparently have a number of months of back pain to catch, so.
Alright. And let's see. I can find somebody.
So, just whilst you're looking that up, John, Adrian, de facto captain of this ship. How long have we known each other?
Well, quite a long time, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so too. Do you know how often I've been paid in that time for joining this crew?
I thought I recall vaguely at least one time, but I don't know.
No, that was what you remember is when Corvus said, you will pay for this after I reappropriated some of his poetry that he wrote down and distributed it amongst the crew. That was in blood, not in monetary.
Oh.
Recompense. Yeah. Hey, he never made good on that before he left, though. On that subject, I better check my quarters and make sure he didn't rip it to pieces. Anyway, de facto captain, I want both several raises and all my money.
Uh-huh. I would not disagree with that request. Let me...
Wait, really?
Well, I mean... Yeah, your service to the ship has been exemplary, as I understand it. I'm just not sure where to come up with any back pay that we owe you. Except, she pulls out a key, or rather whispers to Boffin and acquires a key, and then leads you down the hallway to Corvus's quarters.
You know, I vaguely remember this room. I'm sure I got some poetry inspiration from it at some point.
What are you looking for in Corvus's room?
We are stealing his gold.
Oh!
That's great, man. That's great.
Because the guy who left to repopulate a tower would totally leave his gold behind.
Phoenix looks around the dark, empty room, which has like no furnishings in it anymore because Corvus likely stripped it bare, and raises an eyebrow to Adrian. Look, I know I said I wanted my pay. I didn't mean like this. You've been with a lich. I don't want to catch anything.
It's not even a couch with cushions that we can check, but... Well...
I kind of just, overhearing this, poke my head around from the corner and goes, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Phoenix. I mean, I've only been a part of this crew for like 3 days or something, and I've already received my first payment.
like, Adrian?
You did?
Oh, yeah. I raised my bag of was 50 gold, but it's now, I think, 20.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the person to talk to about payroll.
You're the captain.
He does have a point. I did get my pay from, was it your master or something like that? The wizard?
Oh, Sargul?
I have, yeah, that's where I got mine from. He actually owes me more. if we ever head back.
That was in an entirely different place, and from before you joined our crew.
I
So
thought Jews were kind of the same thing. I just assumed that this was, you know, his like cute, like, you know, Adrian is like the boss, but you know, then you go up the chain, he's the boss, you know.
He is not the boss.
No, it's not one of those things. We used to have this little half guy, halfling. That's the one. Halfling in charge. But
She glares at that, holds up a finger, and just walks off silently.
hey, my pay.
Hang on. Yeah, good point. And disembarks.
Huh. He turns to Silver. You know, I wasn't expecting her to actually take that seriously. When I signed on, I did it as a volunteer.
Adrian, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I am heading back into town, up to Burtock's shop, and demanding that we receive our cut of whatever profits he's made off of our contributions to his stock.
Okay, the door opened and Burtock peers out at you, Adrian, and he's wearing a you know, fairly nice clothing. It looks like the shop is doing well. Oh, Adrian, how nice to see you. And he brushes like crumbs off his lips.
Yeah. Oh, great. What have you done to my poor halfling? Or not poor. I'll lean against the door frame and just glare at him. Where's our gold?
Alright. Very sorry about that. There was a loud noise downstairs I had to check out.
Oh. Like stuff crashing off of a shelf? That's happened to me before.
My cat jumping from something he shouldn't have. Knocking a bunch of stuff over.
That happened to me. That happened to me 2 months ago. Except I don't have a cat. And so it was just a dish sliding off the top shelf and shattering on the floor. For no reason.
Ah.
It was fun.
That sucks.
Kind of a good thing you were in a different room, honestly.
Yeah. Especially when I was pulling out shards of glass from my feet for the next 2 days.
Oh,
Ouch.
regardless.
Yeah, but better that happened to your feet though, and not your head or something if you were underneath.
Yeah, true.
But
Very true.
at least you have a reason to... You have something to blame. I.e. a cat. So...
Not sure the cat agrees.
He's a spin. Don't worry about him. Anyway, what is a mess?
Yeah, back to extorting past adventurers.
Yeah. Okay. How many people on the crew now? What kind of back pay do I? Oh yeah.
How many months has it been, Burtock? She glares even deeper at his obvious extravagance. Did you finally make your BFFs with Rolo, or what? Squandering everything, or I mean...
Oh God. Well, you guys haven't checked back at all. This is the first time I've seen you in forever. It's been months.
Yeah, well, you better know how many months. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 8 of us, maybe even more. 9 if you count the weird witch that doesn't live on anything but mushrooms.
Do we count her? And is she a positive or a negative when we count her?
Right.
I think that's deductible from my pay.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Let me think here. 9 times 2 plus 4 divided by 9.
You do not divide by anything. We all receive our share that you owe us because we are your supplier. And are your only supplier, might I add.
Are we part of a drug operation?
No. I mean...
Well, I mean, somebody subsists off of mushrooms. Another guy went for shady deals to get, what was it, Viper's Bite or something along those lines. They sound like drug terms.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I have been marathoning Breaking Bad, so my brain is in this space, so...
I mean, need I remind you guys, I literally have the bottled equivalent to cocaine that I can hand out in the low volumes.
Oh, man.
Alright, so Botok bustles around in the shop and comes back with a bulging bag of coins for you, Adrian.
Okay.
He kind of looks very regretful as he hands it to you.
I hold it, I'm like, yeah, sounds good. I will be the one doing the dividing around here. Don't forget that.
Adrian kind of wandering on the way back. Hey, I wonder what happens when I divide by 0 and suddenly all our money's gone.
Yeah. No.
Oh, dear. Alright, so the sack of gold is...
Actually, yeah, can I do that? Can I divide by 0? And get infinite amount of gold and then split that up 6 ways?
No, you don't get an infinite amount of gold.
Well, I guess magic can involve that math.
If I find a place of power and...
Yes, but in order to make an infinite amount of gold, one of the costs is an infinity plus 1 amount of gold.
You guys are going to single-handedly crash the gold market.
Or we're just going to overflow and
single-handedly
start
crash.
Well, Adrian, you know what they say, ritual effects are always possible.
Yeah, but surely there has to be a trade-off for this kind of blatant cheating. Such as like an overflow error in just space-time, and we suddenly have negative gold. Negative infinity gold or something.
Yeah.
The gold just
so I will be prudent about this and just take what I get. Which is, I hope, still a hefty amount with which to make everybody happy.
Plus, honestly, it's not like we have anything to spend our gold on at this point. We're just kind of collecting it.
I mean, if we need gold, I mean, you guys literally have a thief aboard your party. Like...
No, my point is, well, at least in my case, I've ran out of things I need to buy with the gold, so I'm just kind of collecting it now.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, a thief. He can pull stuff out of thin ear. No, sorry.
Or, spend all your golden poisons, besides point.
Right.
So there is enough gold here to make all of the crew happy, including your navigator Boffin, who's been with you forever, and enough for each of you 3 to have 300 gold. Plus 300 gold.
Okay. There, she says.
Phoenix kind of does raise an eyebrow when Silver gets the same amount as him before kind of shrugging and going, you know what, my best friend deserves it. It's all good.
Wait, I got cut? What? Alright.
He leans over to whisper, Adrian's really bad at dividing, just don't question it, take your money. Oh, now you can see why I was so annoyed that our bounty was so low.
thought mathematics and wizardry were like the same thing. I didn't realize they were two different things. I assumed if one was a good wizard, you have to be good at maths as well. But I mean, I don't know.
Nah, you're thinking of Mathemancer.
Oh, right, yes, of course. How legit scary would that be if you rolled up to like a wizard, like a boss, you know, he's a boss monster or whatever, he just starts throwing multiplication sums at you, you're like,
Oh god.
Isn't there actually a class in Final Fantasy that's based around math and numbers?
oh my
I'm sure
God.
that's actually a thing.
No way.
I wouldn't put it past someone. Yeah.
Then you get into abstract mathematics and oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Or like.
Yeah, it's called the arithmetician. I knew I wasn't making this up.
How would that even... You know what? Never mind. Never mind, we can keep forward.
Or like the joke I found yesterday. Math teacher, your homework looks like chicken scratch, but you got all of them correct. Later at home, I think she's on to us, Mathma Chicken.
Okay, so Boffin will take a little bit of time here to get you and the new crew kind of familiar with how the airship is actually working. Since the new crew don't know what is what, but he does, so he'll kind of show them around and point out the important parts to always keep functioning.
Phoenix will follow after and take notes. This seems like kind of important stuff to actually know about, and he's been on this ship for a long time with no idea how it flies.
You know what? I think I have a pretty solid idea about engineering. I'm pretty good.
Phoenix remembers the horrible crash pretty much caused or by Silver and takes more notes.
Oh no, my computer's being slow. Well, it's slow.
Wow, when they
Come
said
on.
throwing a wrench in the works didn't do any, I thought it would have the opposite effect than repair things.
Did you take into account it was opposite day? So you've got the opposite of opposite.
That's very, very true.
It's also Cinco de Mayo, but
Oh yeah, I heard that.
I tried telling you that it was that
Come on.
yesterday, but
Yeah. It was a very random comment given we weren't discussing. So what did you think we were talking about 5 major holidays then?
I just you asked what is the 5th, and I said the 5th is Cinco de Mayo.
Gotcha.
Completely out of context.
That makes sense, I guess.
Not reading
I'm
that
glad
there
you-
were 4 other things that you were talking about. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Goodbye.
No, Sean's resetting, I think.
Oh dear. Lost a connection possibly.
No, he said his computer was acting slowly, but
Don't worry, guys. We'll save the world against, I don't know, me with all the poisons.
We do a surprisingly good job of saving the world, given that our wizard just kind of wants to learn about magic. Our bard is obsessive compulsive with the weirdest things, and we now have a thief of extremely dubious moral character, shall we say, generously. Oh, and we had a fighter who did bugger all fighting. Yeah, we were quite a motley crew.
Hey man, I'm just looking for a girl.
well,
That's all I'm doing.
This is true. Oh, at least we can now dimensionally hop through portals to find her. That might help. Oh yeah, actually. Now that he's up in the air, Phoenix has a thought. You did, like, take this for a test run before getting us and all the crew on this thing, right, Adrian?
I mean, I took a model of this through a test run. Multiple test runs, in fact.
That's actually more than I was expecting, so I will live with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up to the crow's nest and get drunk and try and forget that I'm about to go through a dimensional rift. Catch you later.
She doesn't catch you in time to pull a large jar bottle from her stores, her recent stores, and show you the last time it materialized inside this, she remarks offhandedly.
I remember the last time I teleported, I almost died. I just look at Adrian after that.
Oh yeah. Right. There was that.
I mean, you guys didn't see it, but for me it was pretty scary, like, you know. It was pure coincidental luck that it even worked out.
You hear Phoenix's voice yelling back, "Well, seeing it was a relation of Adrian's." Because I'm pretty sure it was your mentor or whatever that teleported him.
Yeah, I almost died. Session 1. That would have been a funny death, though, if that actually occurred.
Yeah, but your very first roll. What? Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Can I start a new character with the exact same backstory as this one? Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Oh, this is
just slap a junior on the end. I wish to offense when I was dead. Sorry.
This is like throwing back to MUDs and stuff that, like, I was trying the MUD Syndome a couple months ago, and it has a permadeath system. So if you die, you basically start yourself over. And the first thing I went and did was jumped off a building and bled to death. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'm done with this game.
Dude, that reminds me of old school D&D, where if you died, you were reset all the way to level 1, and levels in D&D are very important because it's the ramp up of difficulty is based on level.
Man. Oh, I see. So your party of level 8 people is just dragging along a anchor of a level 1.
Yeah, that has to kind of hide in the back until they level up.
Yeah, well, you could do that, or you could just protect them, and then when they get the experience at the end of it, they'll like power level ridiculously.
Oh yeah, that was that. I mean, that's one of the cool things about D&D is the way they do their leveling means that you could basically pretty much catch up in levels. Because XP jumps in numbers as well as player levels, so if you're like level 1 playing in a level 11 game or whatever, and they just beat one encounter, you might level up like 6 times. Still, you're running around as a level 1 for like most of a session if you do not die.
I tend to avoid combat in most systems anyway, so that wouldn't honestly bother me too much.
Fair.
You're the most dangerous person here at the moment. Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Yes, you are. And the fact that Phoenix is the most dangerous person here says more about the people here than it does about him.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm armed with a rubber squeaky toy. I have killed no one, as far as I can remember. I think I grievously injured a thief once by throwing a dagger at him.
I could make sure that these sailors become our permanent crew by getting them addicted to golden root. That is an option.
You start taking over as quartermaster for our perilous journey. Suddenly we're all your best friend.
Gold root is nuts if you know how to use it.
I'm a bard. I have a high enough charisma to convince anybody I'm their best friend without resorting to drugs.
Fair.
I can't do that. I'm not that charismatic at all. I have to.
I'm not either. I just have poisons.
Right. Yeah.
Adrian, don't you have charm person though?
I have charm person, yes, but it's something I need to remind myself of every time I use it. So it's not like I can just smile at anyone and suddenly that person is charmed. I have to back it with magic.
Yeah, that must be subtle. You like me, you like me, you like me, you like abracadabra. Bang!
Right.
Wow, he's really having some fear trouble.
Yeah. Is there anything we can do on our end, do you know?
Oh, for connection issues?
Yeah.
Maybe if you change the server.
Yeah, I could change the what do you call it, region, but I think I've already got it set to America East Coast, which is where he is, and that's like the most halfway point I can be between myself and you guys. So
yeah.
I mean, what we usually do on our servers is if it does start playing up like this, like we'll just, even if we're not like, because sometimes it is just the server that's acting up. So sometimes like we'll move it from Europe Central to Europe East or Europe West. I mean, you know.
And then jump back. Or the alternative is sometimes to jump to Skype as well, because for whatever reason Discord sometimes just goes through patches where it just does.
Yeah. I think that'll be with any voice thing, like servers are now. Servers are fickle.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with just how many folk are using the app at the time.
Hmm.
yeah, they don't have very many regions at all. The next one over is Western Europe.
Works for me.
Is that like the opposite side of the world or something?
Well,
No. I'm being stupid.
It's more, and in fairness, between Eastern US and Western Europe, there isn't exactly any major land masses for it to set it. It'd be a bit of a waste to do Pacific Ocean. Is that even the Pacific? Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah,
They just have a singular boy that's a singular pilot in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, you could put one in like, I don't know, Greenland. Southern
yes.
Greenland.
I'm sure the 20,000 people in Greenland will appreciate that greatly.
A full Discord server farm, yeah.
I mean, they could just... I don't know, man. We've made some technological advances. Maybe they could put like a little floating building in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
It's tied down by anchors.
You're back, Sean. Are you back?
I guess so. I just killed all my Firefox tabs, but yeah, I'm back for the moment.
You said your entire computer was freezing? Because we were thinking it might have been just a connection issue.
No, it was really slow. Like, you know the drop down where you can like select what page you guys are on.
Yep.
Yeah, that was not like coming up for minutes at a time.
Oh, so your entire computer was just bogged down with something.
Yeah. I really wanted to bring Boffin around the ship so he could explain what was happening, but I guess that's... I mean, I can still try. You know, it's restorative. See what this does.
I mean, we could run with that map for a while. We just use bear in mind if you need it.
Sure.
Dungeon Worlder is one of the few systems that really lends themselves to Theater of the Mind.
To what?
Theater of the Mind. You could... I don't know.
Yeah.
I just finished the Digimon campaign that was entirely Fear of the Mind. It was really quite good, actually. One of the longest games I've ever ran. But yeah, that was quite different.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not very necessary to actually point out what the things are. But, okay, I think I can move Boffin now. So, well. Alright, so we have the Ray Center here that, of course, was brought to us by Silver here, who brought it over as a prototype that can detect the etheric rays when they swarm, and I think at the moment we have this kind of jury rigged up also to, in coordination with this eye over here, and he kind of pokes at it. It's in a huge jar of like preservative fluid. It's got wires running from it to the ray sensor. We got it hooked up to this eye here to try and sense if there's anything else out there in the ethers that's waiting for us, or if we're in the ethers, it presumably would also work to detect if there's anything in the worlds that was waiting for the ship.
Plus, it's really good at staring contests.
Oh yeah, awesome. No eyelids, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll beat you someday, Phoenix says, kind of pointing two fingers towards his eyes, pointing one back at the eye, 2, 1, 2, 1, and slowly walks after Boffin.
Then he opens the door and there's a loud, the loud clanking and gears of the engine room here. This is where the main machinery is for the Nautilus. This tank over here, he points to it, is for the... This over here is the alembic generator, which is pumping out alembic energy along all these wires here to the various parts of the ship. Some of it goes up to the etheric ray skin that's been incorporated into the balloon, which, according to Adrian, is going to help us go into the ethers. The alembic generator also powers the ray sensor and the levitation orbs along the outside of the ship there. And over this way we have our main engine, which is used to power the alembic generator, and it runs off of oil. Any kind of oil works as long as it's liquid and we can put it in barrels and then dump it in there. And we have the aetherometer, which hopefully will be useful in navigating the ethers. And any questions, recruits?
Yes! Me!
Yes, Phoenix.
How do you turn sheep into alembic?
You can see his eyes try to process it. Any other questions?
I wasted on you people. Phoenix mutters.
So, since there's no questions, where to, Captain? Or are we doing a vote thing? Where are we going to?
We are democracy here. So,
What's democracy?
Someone put a gag on Phoenix.
No! Phoenix runs back up to the crow's nest and hides.
I think that this fine motley crew would much appreciate if we went on a hunt for something to fill our hands, something shiny. Yes. I look to the sailor group.
He gives you a nod back, Silver. Yeah, we'd appreciate something shiny, sir.
Then let us head forth, so that we could there is ruins over that way. If we travel that way, we can plunder it for treasure. Adrian, give me something here. Come on.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a great idea. She looks up from whatever she was doing. Actually, that does sound like a fairly good idea.
I thought we were
Given the
tracking
fact that
down what's her name. You know, the person who keeps throwing cows into blenders. Phoenix's voice calls down from way up high.
And that is where she is hiding, with this bounty of loot she has collected from her nefarious deeds. And our fair captain, she knows the way we must travel for our fortune. And we'll begin plotting course shortly, don't worry. Just, you know, there's drinks around the back, go talk to the goblin, you know what it is.
Do you have a sore throat, Silver? You're sounding strange.
Yes, just, you know, I was kind of feeling the part, you know.
Phoenix just seems puzzled, but shrugs. It would probably be a whole lot more meaningful if he was actually on ground level with you guys and not way up in the crow's nest, but... You just hear an absent silence as he tries to work out why you're not responding to his non-verbal communication.
I'm gonna close that door over on the rest of that sailor crew and legitimately turn to Adrian. But on a serious note, what exactly are we going to do? I mean, we have a crew that's, you know, looking for pay. Can't just hang around.
Yes, you're right. And we... Yes.
I don't know. Do you
based
have
on
any
the fact that based on the fact that our current employer is squandering, and she will fill you in on what she found good old Burtok doing when she went to the shop, i.e.,
All right, cool.
eating away all of his profits.
Burchok's a legend. He's definitely got the right idea.
Oh look, here's Mog.
Mog will poke his head through the side door here and say towards Adrian that he spent a lot of gold getting this ship to go into the ethers. Should we try to plunder the ethers while we're
is talking.
Explore?
I crank open the door slightly and shout out into the main hall. Ah yes! Plunder the ruins that are within the Aether! And we close the door again. And yeah, we could, I mean that's an option, that's something we could do.
What kind of crew did you hire?
Scum and villainy, we've already established this.
But why would you hire them?
Because that's all I have. Hey, we needed to amass a crew in a very short period of time, and I did that, but like...
Phoenix just looks at you and looks towards your thumb and says, and kind of gestures. Why are you not blaming your thumb for this? This is a perfect chance.
Azog will stick his head back in. Wait, I didn't sign up for going to the ethers. I thought we were staying here.
Just as we pull the handle to go.
No, he said we're going to plunder either. Not Aether. You need to remember to enunciate. Silver. He still calls himself Silver because he can't say eyes. Phoenix nods and just pats Silver on the head drunkenly. So it's one of those awkward pats that hit kind of the top of the head, sometimes the eyes, and shoulder and just everywhere.
I just look at Zog and go, hey. AYE, you know, it's...
You're trying to not use eyes, will be, bro. That's good stuff. Phoenix gets a contemplative look and turns and points towards Adrian. She can't use ease. And smirks maliciously.
I think Adrian can use ease if she wanted to.
Nah.
Just
definitely no ease.
Just pull the lever.
You mean the liver?
Pull the lever, Krog.
Liver, yes.
Wait, I want to do this with proper decorum. Phoenix walks over to the lever, draws his great and mighty weapon, and whacks it with a big squeak. Nailed it.
You literally rubber ducked that.
Rubber ducked it.
The lever clunks into position. The airship vibrates. You feel an immense twisting and churning happening everywhere on your body. And then you pop into the ethers.
Squeak, 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 squeak. Well, why are the rest of you not cheering?
Yes, the ether. Like the ether, but it's different.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's not. It's either or. See?
It's the comparison of the ether.
Oh, God.
Yes?
Alright, so the, Phoenix, you're not a god.
Can't prove that.
I mean, as the GM, I don't know about that.
Okay. The as the ship ceases to vibrate and twist and contort, the blue light of the ethers filters into the windows of the airship, and off in the distance there are clouds and strange formations out there. Towards the side of the airship, there is a sort of a swirling sphere of dense bluish clouds that is the world that you just departed from. But out there in the fog of the ethers, there is other worlds that you guys could go to and explore. The aetherometer is also kind of pointing in the hands on the aetherometer are pointing in different directions as you sort of swivel the airship back and forth. So depending on the heading that you go towards, you could eventually end up on any of the planes that the aetherometer points out to as well.
Are we able to contact the plane of knowledge from here?
You could make that heading, yeah.
Because that would all, I mean, I'm thinking, if it's got stuff to do there, in addition to catching up with Dravos's contact.
Yeah.
See, I like your thinking, Adrian. If we go to the plane of knowledge, I will know for sure of my divine heritage. Oh wait, I was pretending to be drunk. Phoenix takes another drink and then goes back to slur.
Oh boy.
Oh my
Oh,
god, I love how
wait.
the main screen image now has Snowball at your feet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, Phoenix, as you start to climb down from the crow's nest, which is now sort of out there in the ether, the ether winds, you hear a howling off in the distance.
Can I howl back?
Sure. Go ahead.
Will it?
Yeah, you can howl back, sure. And as you do that, more and more howls will join in the chorus, and it will sound like they are getting closer. Everybody on the ship, you would have heard by now these howls that are getting closer as well. What do you guys do?
To me, howling sounds ominous.
I do.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I don't know about you guys, but I think we should pull the lever again. Oh, someone left.
Yeah, it sounds...
Oh, our boy, he's gone. Oh.
Sorry guys, my connection failed me there for a second. Could I do a spout lore or a bardic lore for whether I would recognise what was making the howling noise?
Sure. Yeah.
Which would you rather?
Let's see. Bardic lore is not a roll, right? It's just knowledge.
No, it's if it has anything to do with the grand history of the known world. Honestly, I don't think that applies in the ether. So spout lore seems more logical.
Yeah, spout lore.
Seven.
Okay. These chilling and otherworldly howls sound like what you've heard the hellhounds sound like, Phoenix.
Ah. Phoenix kind of rushes down, all pretense of being drunk forgotten, and kind of bursts his way into the room. Adrian, we kind of need to get back to one of the worlds of the living now.
Was that noise outside you? She looks out.
Hellhounds. Yeah. I'm sure I don't need to remind you of why exactly I'm not popular with Hellhound right now.
Yeah. She takes a precursory glance at the aetherometer. No, the scanner, and then pulls the lever.
Okay. Oh boy.
It breaks.
I have a feeling he made a roll table for where we end up.
You have literally no control of where we go in there.
It's okay, we have a navigator for these things. I'm sure he has lots of experience charting territory through the unknown.
Indeed we do. I look at Phoenix, our resident expert in Minesweeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
That has to be the most out of character session I had in this game, not because it was particularly strange or out there, but more because it was actually a logical, thought out scenario instead of the bizarreness that is typically Phoenix's fault pattern.
Right.
Alright. Adrian, you pull the lever back. The ship and everything, and it contorts and distorts as it strains through the fabric of the separating the ethers from the worlds. And you guys emerge again. You are floating in air, but all around you there are globules of different elements. There's a blob of water off to that way. There's a massive hunk of rock kind of swarming to the left, and there's a storm cloud off to the side. And the airship starts to rock and jolt as these various things start to impact the ship and cause all sorts of turbulence in your little pocket of air that you're in. What do you do?
Boffin, where are we?
Boffin runs back to look at the aetherometer. Oh no.
I like your optimism, kid, but maybe, could just keep it real next time.
Adrian peers out one of the portholes, and is she any sort of expert on, what's that thing, alchemy?
You can make a spout lore.
Am I knowledgeable enough to spout lore?
Sure.
Can I aid her in some way of my knowledge? I assume I need a little bit of alchemy to be able to brew poisons and things, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll aid her.
Yeah, you can aid or interfere with that. Go, Adrian.
Yeah.
And I have, I think, a singular bond. Yes.
Okay.
That's 7.
Okay.
Well, that does help.
Okay. Wow.
Then again, didn't you have the book of reading anyway?
Well, I kind of sold that, I thought.
Oh.
Yes, Adrian, you didn't sell it, but you sacrificed it to empower your portal, your gateway there.
Right.
Which I really love that idea to have the gateway thing. But okay.
That is my get out of jail free card, by the way. If need be,
It
we can
is,
just
essentially.
jump into that and then make our way back onto that island.
Yeah.
We have to leave the ship to do it, but
I mean, it's a trade-off. It's die or,
I love how you think we'll merely die if those hellhounds got a hold of us. You guys might be so lucky to die. Listener's going to want a personal meeting with me. Or maybe not, given how poorly the last one went for.
Phoenix, are you saying this out loud, or is this just in your head?
No, this was just out of character. Unless, are we actually discussing about get out of jail free?
No, I guess not. No.
Alright. No, I don't think so.
Oh. Yeah, I was just wondering if Silver would have heard that Lucifer wants you for things.
I think we mentioned it before while Silver was aboard. So there may be
If he bothered to read my scripture, he would know. But no one reads them.
I typically try to avoid. If I'm talking out of character, I won't try and put on a voice or anything like that. Is usually the difference. Anyway.
All right, Silver. Danger, retribution, or cost. All right, Silver. As you lean to try and help. Yeah, I actually can't think of how you have any costs associated with this.
Possibly it takes them both quite a while to work out what they know of alchemy, and during that time the ship gets battered a bit.
I mean, didn't she? If she's adding +1 from, is the +2 from your modifier, or is the +2 including the Aether interfere?
That is just my modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a 10, which means I don't have to explain anything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The retribution, danger, or cost is coming from your bit, Silver.
Yeah, I got that.
But yeah, I can't think of anything that fits in with this. So no, you just help out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So Adrian, let's see, you're able to identify this as being near the center of the plane of transformation, where all of these elements are just kind of floating around sort of randomly. Towards the edges of the plane of transformation, the elements kind of clump together into distinct regions of, earth and fire and air and water, and then the various kind of sub-elements between that.
Mm-hmm.
But here in the center, it's kind of a horrible mismatch of random elements that swarm and kind of move about at random. You've heard stories that sometimes people do manage to live in this area, but the only person of note in this region is Ras, who has a castle in the center of all of this chaos. And how do you know this, Adrian?
I would have guessed this was like preliminary schooling.
Sure. Yeah.
This is like,
all right.
Yeah, Alchemy 101.
Yeah. Okay. So, in the middle of all this chaos, what do you guys do?
Can I use my elf racial ability to start off?
Yes.
Okay, so when the important location in this case is going to be the realm of elements. Now that we actually have a name for it, I'm guessing we can count them for. If possible, the one fact to do with the history of this is, are these elements controllable, or has that ever been done before?
Oh, interesting. So, yeah, if you're going to compare this to a by very strong wills, they can potentially be controlled. Yes, you've heard of one or two cases where elves have been sucked into this plane and managed to sort of gain control over small patches of this area and managed to make dwellings or habitable places in this area. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to not quite return to outright on the crow's nest, but kind of open up the trapdoor to it, and I'll ask Adrian to accompany. Silver, sorry, you're human. You probably can't be a whole lot of help, but I'm sure you'll work something out. You're a smart guy. Pats him on the back.
Give him the thumbs up.
Snowball, Adrian, you're with me. Snowball's here for moral support. Okay, let's do this. Adrian, all I need you to do is believe really, really hard.
There's no place
Mighty
like home.
elements, I command you, leave us alone. And basically he's going to push his hands to get aside like the parting of the Red Sea and try to will the elements to do so. Well done. Silver, record this if it works.
Adrian, what do you do at this dramatic moment from Phoenix?
I just stare incredulously. What?
Yeah, because I technically didn't tell anybody that it was possible to manipulate these elements, so she's literally just thinks he's wanting to tell me what to do.
Okay, Phoenix, make a defy danger with wisdom. Oh God. Oh, it's glorious. Okay, Phoenix, you're standing there, your hands outstretched, willing the elements to obey your command. This massive hunk of rock coming towards you. You're still standing there, hopeful. And then you realize it's not gonna stop, and you dash down the massive hunk of rock will smash into the balloon of the airship, and you'll feel the gases start to vent from the balloon, and you start to lose altitude.
It seems Lucifer's trying to limit my powers. Most unfortunate. It's okay. I will rejuvenate. Oh, and on a side note, it looks like our ship is going down.
I mean, I threw a wrench into the engine before. I could try that again.
Good plan. You give that a go, Silver. I'm going to meditate on what went wrong, Phoenix says, whilst kind of sitting, crossing his legs and just putting Snowball in his lap and petting it like a Bond villain.
Is it like a rupture in the balloon itself, or what's going on?
What's that, Silver?
Is it a rupture in the balloon itself? What's going on, or can we not see?
Yes, that's what's causing you to lose altitude. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know, Adrian, you know, can you do some like magic or something? You know, fixed.
I mean, no. We just let all of our gnomes go. So we've got no one that knows how to fix the thing.
Boffin is your navigator. Boffin is like clutching the wheel, trying to control the ship. He says, "Maybe we can try to overload the levitation orbs."
What good would that do?
Might stop them.
Levitate, Phoenix says.
Right. Okay. And what then? They overload and we go up and we keep going up?
I think the plan would more to be not going down, Phoenix says, kind of pointing at the rushing clouds and elements going past the porthole.
Yes, but which way is down? Is there a down
Wait.
here?
Hang on. If we overload those, right? You said you implied there was multiple of them. What if we overload one or two to stabilize the falling, and we could slow our descent into a drift?
Good idea.
That's a good idea.
Then I don't know. We could try and shift back to a more stable plane and perhaps land on something.
Yeah, I like the idea. Let's try it. Yeah, let's rig let's rig two of these levitation orbs to overdrive as hard as they can until they break.
Alrighty. Grander can assist you guys. Grander Mifflin. God, I need a better name for him.
What can he do?
I can assist you guys. I can help with whatever you guys are doing. So
if you don't
you guys
even
do it. You guys do it, and I'll give you assistance.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you can pet Snowball's bum. I'll pet his head. It's an important job, so do well, and maybe someday you'll move up to mid-petting.
Silver or Adrian. I think an intelligence defy danger to get the things to overload one or two of the orbs.
Yeah.
Could I weasel my way into doing a trap expert? Since trap expert lets me ask a question, is there a quote-unquote trap here, and if so, what activates it, to figure out how to go about... It's kind of doing an inverse trap expert, so I don't know if you'll let that one fly. It's like trapping something instead of untrapping it.
I think as a trap expert, you can also make traps as well as diffuse traps. So yeah, I think it. It's easily, but it works. Yeah. Right.
Okay. I just want to know like how do I activate one of these things so I can Do I need to stab it with my knife? Would that work?
Okay. There is Alright, there's three sockets where these coils, these alembic lines are going into the levitation orbs. So each of the levitation orbs has one of those sockets plugged in. But if you take a spare line and plug it into a second socket on one of the orbs, it'll overload that particular orb. So the danger is actually kind of plugging in the orb.
So how much should we overload these bad boys? Do we should we just you know, do we just like throw one of these wires into it and then that's it fixed? I don't know. I don't know much about airships, but I assume, you know, the heavier the ship, you know, our downward descent is going to get quicker and quicker. I don't know if that does that. How does that work? I don't know. Like, how do we? I'm saying this to Adrian, by the way.
I mean, there's only one level of overload, and that is overload. It just depends on the number of these orbs that we want to overload that will make the difference. So I'd say let's try with one. Start with one and work our way up as needed.
How quickly are we falling, by the way? Like, is our acceleration like ramping up like crazy, or is it like slowly beginning to become more and more apparent?
You are judging from it's kind of hard to judge because you're kind of in one pocket of air that's surrounded by other elements. You are almost at sort of the end of your little pocket of air here. There's a ball of fire right beneath you guys.
Oh, that's not nice. Yeah, let's just, you know, how about we start with two? And I just stab one in.
I will do a similar move.
Alrighty. There's a crackle of alembic energy as you guys shove in these wires. The orbs that you guys plugged in the extra alembic energy to will glow even brighter, and the airship will gradually come to a stop right above that flaming ball of death.
Okay, let's move off from it then. I assume we still have forward and back.
Yes.
I'll wave to Boffin. And hopefully we will start skirting the edge of this other elemental pocket.
And how many orbs do we have?
I forget. At least 8.
We've activated 2. Well, overloaded 2. I don't know. I think I'd be looking down at this fireball and panicking a little bit. I might be tempted to just put another one in.
Okay.
Wisdom check.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
I'll do it privately. Yeah. Ooh, I did not like that. Why? Ah, I see. I did that. Oh, I did. Yeah. I begin to like look at one of the portals over the side of the ship, and I just see this gigantic ball of fire, and I have like this moment of just like where I just pause, and as soon as like Adrian is looking away or like turns her back or something, I just sprint towards the one of the gravity orbs and pick up another wire and just stab it into another one. We're still descending.
You sure?
I mean, I think. I don't know. There's a wall of fire under us. I don't know if you know that. I pick up another one of the wires.
And she looks up just in time to feel that lurch. And what in the world are you doing?
Like, I've just stabbed one and I'm standing with the other one. Like,
you only have a finite number of these. I don't know.
I mean, there's a ball of fire of death beneath us.
Yeah,
it's okay,
beneath
guys.
us,
I've got a
not
plan.
around
Phoenix
us.
says, rushing back in. He's got a big squishy bottle of water. I just needed to spray it. That's how I trained Snowball. That's how I train the elements. Why are you stabbing things?
Alright, Silver. There's going to be a crackle of energy as you plug in that extra wire to the third orb. This orb is going to have a small flaw in it that was fine under normal operation, but once you overload it, it explodes into a shower of glass and sparks and shards, and your hand will be burned by the discharge of alembic energy, and you'll have the shaky disability, which I already applied. And you're short an orb now. Bum bum bum.
Yeah, only 5 left.
I step away with that. Well, I'm probably screaming in pain right now, but I back away from the orbs.
Your gloves are blackened and burned from the discharge, and your fingers are shaking.
Hey guys, I think we might die here.
I told you it's fine. I just didn't have my squishy water bottle. I'll go speak to those elements. Now, Adrian, this time you have to actually believe, okay?
But I'm the evil one, according to...
Yeah, that's why it's so impressive that I can make you listen to my order.
Yeah. I don't believe. I just... That's something I am incapable of doing. When it comes to your harebrained ideas.
Phoenix looks down at his squishy bottle and just sprays it at Adrian. Bad, Adrian. Bad.
Slap flail.
Alright, this... Yeah, I'm sure this won't be disastrous. Phoenix goes to kind of the hole in the airship. Looks down at the big ball of fire. Kind of wipes his brow. Because I imagine it's quite hot there. Whew, okay. Skish, skish. Bad fire. Let us go.
Are we still descending at this point?
I'm tempted to make that fire just like roar up at you, Phoenix, for disrespecting it.
It probably should, honestly. I'm quite happy to make a dex roll to try and get out of the way, or even just get burnt in this case.
A giant fire titan comes out of the spear. Slaps the shit.
Ooh. Can I summon something?
If you have that spell prepared.
I do.
Okay.
I'm thinking like a water elemental that we can maybe... I mean, this is actually not a bad idea. It's just a tiny little deep rock water bottle is not the most effective thing. But if we had something big enough to actually be useful.
I suppose the steam would technically give us a gust up into the skies again.
Ooh, that actually...
See, that's the thing with Phoenix's ideas. They sound ridiculous until they work.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like this. Okay. Okay. Cast spell. Don't know what I have.
Do you want me to take any damage, Sean, just before he rolls it? Oh.
I'm gonna say that out of that flame crawls out of the flaming sphere of the fire, crawls a glowing red flaming salamander that starts to creep up the ship and leaving boning footprints as it starts to crawl its way upwards.
Bartok, where's Bartok? Is Bartok's character sheet still available?
Yeah, I can make it visible for you guys.
Can you show it to me?
Sure, once.
I want to just see his inventory.
A wild salamander appears. Snowball, I choose you!
Oh, gods.
I'm not actually sending Snowball out to fight.
Oh, come on. Okay, you should be able to see Bartok now.
Yeah.
Not yet! I still need a couple more training montages in. I can't have it going off and getting itself killed too.
Oh, that's right. We got rid of that. Okay. Never mind. Never mind about Bartok, I mean.
Okay.
I am going to forget my spell.
Okay.
But still summon the monster.
Alright.
Known as a giant water elemental. I will say its bond to this plane is strong. It doesn't make... I mean, it makes sense. Since this is kind of a...
Alright, what level are you?
What level am I?
7?
I'm something really high. No, it's higher than 7. No, I am level 7, sorry.
Okay. Alright, so... Alright. So, from the nearest blob of elemental water swarming out there,
just a piece of it splits off and starts toward the...
Yeah. It comes over and forms itself into a water elemental under your control.
Well, I point at the fireball and tell it to go attack.
The water elemental will shoot its arms forward, and a gush of water will sploosh the side of the airship, causing the immediate death of the salamander that was crawling up the side of the airship. The blast will also kind of push back the flames from the immediate vicinity of the airship. And yeah.
Is it going to actually spray the actual fire plane beneath us? Because I love that. I love that steam idea of let's use the steam to actually gain some elevation. Sacrifice yourself! I yell and point at them.
Sure appreciates that.
Oh, that's so sad.
Well, look at it another way. Technically, you can't destroy a water elemental by turning it to steam. It's still a water. It's just a different form of water.
Okay.
It's just no longer liquid. But for what it's worth, by the way, Phoenix is going to turn with a smug grin to Adrian and say, "Ha! I knew I could command the elements to do what my bidding. They were just a bit slow in responding. See how I send it forth to do battle with the fire?"
Adrian, make a parlay with your summoned water element.
Okay.
Okay.
I promise everything will be okay. This is my negotiation tactic. You'll be fine if you just do what I tell you to do.
Yes, I order you down into the water. Fire. Yeah. I know what's happening and I'm not drunk. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. The water elemental dives off the side of the airship.
No. He pushes out the gangplank, plugs his nose with one hand, and jumps like a little kid off the side. Like does a cannonball into the fire.
The fireball beneath you will gradually dampen itself out under the blanket of steam that this water elemental is turning into as it sacrifices its life. And your airship will be buoyed up quite a bit by this cloud-like corpse of a water elemental that's just kind of
full throttle, Boffin.
I've never felt more sympathy for a lobster.
Oh dear.
Snowball learned hydro cannon.
Snowball is not a Pokemon.
Could be. Maybe.
God damn it.
Alright. Through the shifting masses of random chaotic elements, Boffin gets out his spyglass and says he thinks he can see a structure out there.
Well, you know what to do. No need to ask. It's our best bet of survival.
Yeah, bombs away. Oh, right, yeah. You mean just go towards it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Definitely not blow it into smithereens.
Alrighty. Since there's 3 people, let's have everybody make a perilous journey.
Cool.
All right.
Who wants to do what?
What involves my hands the least? Because they're kind of burnt right now.
Look out.
Yeah.
Look out. I think everything in Perilous Journey is a wisdom thing, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So. Hands
Okay.
Yeah. Although I am thinking of doing a kind of a secondary Perilous Journey, where it's kind of more maintaining the airship as you guys do something. So there might be a variant where there's dexterity and strength and so forth for that. But anyway,
yeah, we can think about that in the future. Yeah. Okay. I could do Lookout. I'm not sure you guys would want me to do Lookout.
I'll take Pathfinder if you're alright with taking Quartermaster.
Yeah. If we run out of rations, we know where to get our frog legs from.
Just about as I suspected, to be totally honest. That's 1 XP though.
Yeah, we get no warning that the globule of rock Earth plane.
I'm too busy. I'm too busy in the crow's nest whining about how burnt my hands are from my own stupid actions. Get some olive oil. Over on them.
You apply olive oil and then realise, wait, crap, that's your new poison.
Oh my god! If I applied the serpent to my hand, I just fell. That's what happened. You know, I was like, oh my god!
I should have labelled that when I got home. Why did I not label it when I got home?
That's what happened.
Okay, so
GM,
I'm fine with that. You managed to keep a lookout, but you poisoned yourself.
I used the oil of the serpent's tears. I was supposed to use water to help cool down my hands, but I mixed up the vials and I just ended up putting serpent's tears all over my hands. And since it's an applied poison, I just fell asleep.
which would yeah, that's a good roll.
That totally explains why we have no lookout.
I'm actually legit going with that. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the tears then.
Alrighty, guys. Yeah, you guys have no warning at all as a massive knot of air and water merge together to make a huge storm cloud that careens into the airship, and all of the levitation orbs on that side get completely destroyed as lightning and wind blasts smash into the side of the airship.
Why did we think it would be a good idea to leave the spotting to the guy with the worst senses amongst us? Phoenix asked
The least wise.
Well, because his hands wouldn't have worked for anything else, so...
I was the Pathfinder. I was literally telling you to go left or right. He points to Boffin. Left, by the way. Right.
You guys managed to limp your way onto a jutting balcony of this black metal castle that is at the very center of this maelstrom of chaos. And I think we're at a good point to pause.
Ooh.
Well, just a break.
It's a cliffhanger.
Dun, dun,
Okay.
dun. Oh, I forgot. Well, it doesn't really matter in this case, but on your perilous journeys, while you guys are trying to navigate and keep rationing the food, the figurehead on the front of your ship is going to sort of glow with a a glow with a wonderful kind of calming, soft white light, and you'll find your
You are afflicted with pacifism and don't wish to attack anybody nearby.
So Phoenix is normal then.
You will find that your troubles are a little bit eased by this, so you would have gotten a +1 to those rolls, which unfortunately doesn't help out Silver, but if you guys were like on the borderline between a 6 and a 7 or a 9 and a 10, it would have.
That is a really good item, actually. Wow. She really pulled through for us.
And you guys didn't want it. I had to actively assist and get it on board. You gotta trust your god, guys. He knows best. I mean, except when he's talking to elementals, obviously, but primordials, am I right?
You know how it is. Also, I just realised the poison that the new poison that I can now use is actually Olatanga. It's not Serpent's Tears, that's another one entirely. Had I Serpent Tears myself, I would have probably either... Well, I've been very close to killing myself if I did that. So,
Yeah, that's not one you want to apply to yourself.
No, not at all.
Definitely. No.
So are we just taking a break here, or what's going on?
I actually have to leave at like 5 and like 15. Well, actually an hour, but right. I do want to wrap it up by like 15 minutes or so. So.
All right, that works for me.
Yeah, no worries. I guess the only one I would point out is I do have an antitoxin, so if Silver makes it apparent that he's been poisoned, I will hand it to him. But I will require the story of how he was poisoned, and I will immortalize it in rhyme. So it's whether he wants to take that punishment.
I mean, I am asleep right now, so I mean, the thing is, it's a light sleep too. So I think like once the storm hit, that might have jolted me awake. I don't know.
Yeah, that would have jolted you awake. Yep, you wake up and realize you poisoned yourself to sleep on your watch. Yeah.
And a little bit of what a singular tear would roll down my face as I now no longer have that poison. But nonetheless.
So how many of our gravity machines do we still have left?
Well, there was 8 total. We used 3. We overloaded 3 and one blew up. And then I think half of them got hit by the storm or something.
So
yeah, and
2?
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not enough to do anything.
No, I think we might be needing to search for supplies on this place. And or repairing ourselves. Repairing.
I wonder how easy they are to make. Probably not very.
When you have a wizard, you'd be surprised at what you can make.
That is a valid point.
We made a whole airship go Aether. Yeah.
And in fairness, that was a storming success.
Mm-hmm.
True. Storming success.
Yeah.
That was awful.
I didn't get a chance to do any puns this time around. We didn't really get into any situations where I needed to bardic arts. Anything.
I mean, there was that little prompting I think I tried giving you, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
It was a weak attempt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I will point this out for a future reference. Just in general, like if I want to make like a connections roll or something like that, or I'm trying to get a particular item, feel free to tell me no at any point. Like, I just want to lay that out on the table. Like, if I, if I go, oh, I'll make a connections roll to get this or that, or I'm trying to do like a specific thing, even though like my my class features don't really let me do it. Feel free to tell me, no, that doesn't work.
Sure, yeah, but I mean, I'm in general pretty cool with as
Creative interpretations.
and I mean the mechanics of your character's moves are just the mechanics to cover those moves. It's not that's not all your character can do. If your character wants to blacksmith, I mean, we have to come up with some way to do that. But there's nothing that says your character can't blacksmith. It's just that your class doesn't necessarily have the specific move to do that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough as well. No, I just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of shenanigan stuff that I felt like I pulled, so I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing that. Oh boy, Dravos is having a field day peering out the side of the window here, looking at all the elements going on.
You should wear my first, I think, or one of my first sessions actually in this game. I was asking if it would be alright to pretend I was the Pied Piper and lead some spiders off on their merry way to suicide.
That was awesome!
I say the bard class doesn't have a skill that lets you do that, but...
I think that would be a very hard skill to nail down, or rather to 7.
Yeah. I don't think the spiders ever forgave me.
Have you guys ever encountered any sentient spiders?
I do not remember.
They don't need sentience when they all go through your throat and keep biting.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Alright, cool.
Well,
if we're wrapping up here. Yeah.
Will we do the end of session moves before we head off?
Sure.
Did we learn anything new or interesting about the world? I mean, we know there's a elemental plane of whatever this place is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that before.
Did we loot any specific treasures this time?
We didn't loot, but we did acquire that weird figurehead. Does that count?
I think the upgrades to the Nautilus and the figurehead and is enough to gain an experience for that. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
And then overcome a notable monster or enemy. I don't know.
No.
I'll give that a no. Yeah.
I'd say the same.
Yeah. Anybody do any bonds or alignment?
I was thinking about forcing my only bond, but no.
Well, Adrian, did you take experience last time for fixing up the Nautilus, or... I mean, that is investigating a magical mystery.
I didn't mind. My bonds have clicked.
Oh, the alignment, definitely.
Speaking of alignments, I would like to request a change to my alignment because it does not fit my character anymore.
Okay. Let me... Avoid detection or infiltrate. Yeah. Okay. What kind of alignment?
I think I'll go with chaotic. And
as everyone does. No.
What are you trying to say about our group here?
Cause disruption or make someone think twice about an action.
Okay. I'm good with that. As long as as long as there's some kind of a reasoning behind it. Why are you going from infiltrating to causing chaos here?
Alright. I went from the neutral infiltration one because it doesn't really fit what the character... It doesn't fit the character's personality, I don't think. He doesn't really sneak about or do anything behind... do anything like low to the ground behind the scenes or anything like that. Like, he does his connections and things, but, like, even with that, like, I did make a point to actually point out to Phoenix that, you know, I'm going away to find us some people and things like that. In terms of why I'm going chaotic, it feels a lot smoother. He's not wise, he doesn't think things through, but he's also got that situation going on at the moment where he's now playing the card of two sides, which is why I was thinking chaotic, and his bond could be about making someone think twice about something.
Okay. Alright. I'm good with that, yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know how I would word that though, that's what I'm trying to find right now.
Okay.
Create tension between two parties?
You know, that is actually a good one, yeah.
Alright, cool. I'll put that one down.
Alright.
And it's and of course it's not something that'll proc all the time, which you don't want an alignment to be too generic. It could be abused in that way, but I feel like it is specific enough that I would have to go and physically do that to earn that, if you know what I mean.
Sure, yeah, and I think that's the important thing with alignment, is that it's something that is, you know, you have to actually work towards to actually get it to happen. Yeah.
We had to actually change the bard's alignment because it triggered every time.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's part of the reason I managed to catch up to Adrian in levels.
Speaking of which, you guys must be close to your retirement point right now, right?
Yeah, not far away. That's why I'm trying to establish this cult, so I can retire him as this kind of god, and my next character will be a cleric who worships the god of Phoenix without realising that he's actually just a child.
Well, Phoenix, you're on a plane, you're on a place where power comes from.
Yeah. I'm genuinely, my next level, I'm going to take one of the multi-class options, take the cleric option to become an Apotheus, or however you pronounce that, and try and grow Phoenix wings.
Oh, that's awesome!
I know!
We could have thrown you off the ship into
that's
the
my next
fireball.
level. I'm planning on that. I'll grow Phoenix wings, and then he'll just kind of go, but I was joking all this time! I didn't actually think I was a god!
It's just like the literal gods look down on you and goes, you know what will be a good laugh? If we gave that kid literal god powers, alright.
Yeah. It's like, let's mess with him.
This boy likes messing with other people, you know, let's make it come true and see how he reacts.
Yeah.
Like, the god behind your godliness is literally like Loki or something.
Yeah, Loki or something.
Oh god.
But yeah, that's what I'm kind of building towards for the retirement of the character.
And then your next character can be a cleric.
Yeah, I think so. Because we still need a healer at the end of the day, and Phoenix is pretty much our group's only healer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, well, this was a fun session, guys.
Yeah, as always. Thanks for your hard work and setting it up as well, mate. Always appreciate it.
Thanks for still showing up, guys. This is awesome. We got a good group here.
Cool.
I'll try and be more prominent in the future.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.
Have a good one, folks. Bye for now.
Catches.
Bye.